So I'm going to show you a very simple way to change an animation you've already made. So maybe you want to make it happen sooner or later, or go faster or go slower, change the amount of movement that happens in a shot. Or this is how you do it. And there's a really great tool for that in the graph editor, and it's called the region tool, and it's right up here. So region tool. So that needs to be selected, and then what you're going to do is select your object you're animating. You can see this is Fred, and he's already doing a very simple roll across the z-axis, starting on frame 1 and finishing on frame 48. Okay, so I'm going to select over Fred's lines like this. Okay, so now you can see the region tool in action. This is selected. If I start moving everything now, I hit Command, middle mouse button, and or just middle mouse button. Sorry, you can see that some crazy things are happening. That's because all of my lines are selected right now. I'm just hit Command Z for undo, and I only want to move translate lines and rotate lines. Okay, so that's Shift, and I've selected all of these lines again. So I'm not selecting scale because I want my scale to stay the same. So again, if I just make sure that I drag over those. So if I middle mouse button move around now, you can see the scale's not changing, the rest is all moving around. So I'm just freely moving. That's probably a bit dangerous, so if I just undo that, or if I hit Shift and middle mouse button, I go left and right, this will turn up. So what's happening now is left and right, that's time. So the time is across the bottom. I'm just changing when the action will happen. The action is exactly the same, it just changes when. Okay, so that's useful in that sense. If I let go, and if I hit Shift, middle mouse button, and I move it up and down, that's changing what happens, not when. Okay, so remembering that time is across the bottom and action is over here. Okay, so that's the easy way to do that. What I can also change is how fast something happens. So I want it to go twice as fast, for example. I'm going to just hold on to this key here and just drag, and you can see how everything is changing, the scale is changing. So maybe it's happening twice as fast. So starting on frame 24 and finishing on frame 48. So now my movement goes much faster and happens later. Remembering that I'm still able to just change when it happens as well. So that's nice because it scales it together. Pause that. I can also change, if I start dragging these up and down, that's changing what is happening and where it's happening. Okay, so I can also just change, I don't want to change the whole thing, I can just select on one line at a time and use that region tool the same way. So this is translate Z, so this is the action happening across the screen. So if I just select that down, so he's not moving as far. So that's just a really quick way to really alter and change your movement. Maybe the rotation I want to change as well. I'm just hitting F to frame those lines first, selecting over, and then moving the region tool. And that is a really simple way of just changing and adjusting your movements.